was struck in the head with the fragment of a cinder block under the overpass on her way to her sister's house. Her attacker wasn't strong enough to kill her instantly with one blow, even with the healthy amount of narcotics they were on. She collapsed onto the unpaved ground beneath the Soto Street overpass in what she deduced was her killer's kitchen. Unable to move despite her best efforts, she could only wonder what was just cooked on the hobo stove to her left as her vision began to fade slowly into a gray haze. Ilene's breathing grew more strained as the seconds crept on, all while her attacker frantically gathered up items and ran down the railroad tracks. He was never found. In her last moments, she thought of her daughter and the horrible phone call she would be getting tomorrow. At least Ilene hoped it would be tomorrow. She'd hate to inconvenience her family with the long uncertainty of a big search. She had accepted her fate. No need to draw it out. She had a decent 68 years on this earth, with her final hour being the worst of it all. A lone sock caught her attention in her final moments, and she wondered where its match was. Ilene again thought of her daughter. All the lost socks from soccer practices, sleepovers, and laundry room mysteries. Ilene loved that her child had often worn mismatched socks. She took pride in her quirky little traits. However, this particular socks partner was only 20 feet away from Ilene, behind an old billboard, which is where law enforcement would find her body. Someone would move her remains later that night, and she'd be found 2 days later. Ilene ended up being unbothered by all of this. She had already passed on, like the Union Pacific train, unassuming and without an audience.